You're listening to an AppleViz podcast.
Hello and welcome. My name is Thomas Domville, also known as AnonyMouse. Now, many of you may not know that you can do this, and that is being able to change how the voiceover tones or sounds and haptic works. So all the different variations of the voiceover sounds that you get, for example, starting in iOS 26, we have this new navigation into touch container. I'm going to use that as an example here. So I will give you a little indicator what we're looking for here and what I mean by voiceover sound.
Mail. No unread emails. Double tap to open.
You heard that little subtle tone. And there's all sorts of variation of voiceover noise you can get.
Mail. No unread
Just
emails.
like that. When you hit the side, it goes thunk like that. So those are the different voice effects those are the different sound effects that VoiceOver can create. So the navigating to touch container, I'm going to use that as an example. I'll show you a couple of things, what you can do in this area, and it's something that you might want to look through that you probably didn't know exists. Now, why I'm doing this is because I have some clients that sometimes get a little sensory overload, and I can understand there's some things that might be annoying, or perhaps it's just too much. I just need to kind of cut down on the sound effects and whatnot with that VoiceOver has. You can also control the haptic that the VoiceOver does. Yep. So we're going to do this. We're going to go over to the native settings.
Settings. Double tap to open.
One finger double tap, go to settings.
Settings.
Now I'm going to swipe to the right until you get the accessibility button.
Accessibility button.
One finger double tap.
Personalize iPhone in ways that work best for you with accessibility features for vision, mobility, hearing, speech, and cognition. Learn more. Heading.
Now swipe to the right until you get to the VoiceOver.
Personalize iPhone. Vision. Heading. VoiceOver. On. Button.
Double tap there.
VoiceOver. Switch button. On. Double tap to toggle setting.
Now swipe to the right until you get to audio.
Audio. Button.
One finger double tap here.
VoiceOver sounds and haptics button.
And there she is. There's the VoiceOver sounds and haptics. So we're going to do one finger double tap to open this up. And I'll start at the top here.
Audio, back button. VoiceOver sounds and haptics, heading. Sounds, heading. Sounds, switch button, on. Double tap to toggle setting.
So the first option we can just completely turn off the VoiceOver sound effects if that's what you want to do, but I don't want to do that. I like some of the sounds, but I'm going to go to the right some more here, show you a couple more things.
Match speech volume, switch button, off. Double tap, sound volume, 100%, adjustable. Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value. I
like to point that out to a lot of people because a lot of people don't realize the VoiceOver sound effects has its own volume. Yeah, it's incredible. So if the sound is annoying, but you don't want to get rid of it, but you want to lower that effect down, come in right in here and adjust that to a lower amount to your liking.
The volume rotor will change only the volume of VoiceOver speech. Haptics, heading. Haptics, switch button, on. Double tap to toggle setting.
If for any reason the VoiceOver haptics is annoying, you don't like that, I know some people do have a sensory overload when it comes to haptic. You want to completely turn that off, double tap that, and that will completely turn off all the haptics for any VoiceOver sound effects.
Haptic intensity, 100%, adjustable. Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value.
And similar to the volume, you get the increase or decrease the intensity of the haptic. So if you don't want to get rid of it entirely, but you don't want it as aggressive, you can turn that down.
Interaction, heading.
All right, so this is the area we can find all the different sound effects that VoiceOver creates. There's tons of them in here. And each of these little areas, I'll give you one or two as an example here.
Item focused, button. Screen recognition item focused, button.
So any of those items that pop up for those reasons, then that sound effect lays in that area. But what I'm looking for is the navigating to the touch container, as I mentioned before. I'm going to use my heading because I know kind of an area where that's at.
VoiceOver feedback, heading.
And now I'm going to swipe to the right until I find the particular item that I'm looking for.
Screen changed, button. Synchronized focus, button. Entered target area, button. Exited target area, button. Navigated inside touch container, button.
There she is. Double tap on that.
Sound, switch button, on. Double tap to toggle setting.
Now, the two cool things about that for every sound effect you go into, you have the option to turn that on or off specifically. So I just want to turn this off for this particular sound effect. So if you want to toggle that, just do one finger double tap and then I'll toggle it off. Now, if you're curious what that sounds like, hey, I'm not quite sure what this sound effect does. Maybe I've heard it before. I'm not sure. Go to the right until you get the preview.
Preview button.
This allows you to listen to the particular sound, give you a better idea if that's the tone I'm really going to turn off or back on. So one finger double tap and you should hear this particular sound that we had earlier on the podcast. Yep, it was. So you got to hear that. So this is a great way of going through all your voiceover sounds along with its haptics to make changes where you want to lessen the annoyingness, including the volume for it, the haptic intensities, and then I showed you how you can turn those particular items on and off and how to preview it. Well, that's going to do for me now. My name is Thomas Domville, also known as AnonyMouse. Until next time, bye-bye.
This podcast was brought to you by the community at applevis.com. Applevis, empowering people who are blind, deafblind, or who have low vision to get the most from Apple products and related technologies. A proud member of the Be My Eyes family. For more information, visit our website at www.applevis.com.